Welcome back to round 5 of the Charlotte Legacy League Players Tournament. We have green-white lands versus Sultai Control. A huge thank you to the Patreon supporters who are helping the league and YouTube channel. If you would like to become a supporter, please click on the link in the show notes. Both players kept 7 game number 1, and Dalton's will be on the play, leading off on an Underground Sea. So, very interesting deck from Dalton that is the Sultai Control. He added some beans in there to grab some value off of his Murktides and Force of Wills when he does cast them. Jacob on traditional green-white lands. We've all seen this list before. So he leads off with a Mox Diamond trying to decide what he wants to pitch. More than likely going to pitch the Tabernacle and probably lead off with an Urza Saga and pass the turn over, perhaps. Unless he has a little bit more as an Exploration. And looks like he's going to lead off on a second Urza Saga. So that is an interesting start. I probably would have gone with the Ghost Quarter maybe, or I don't know. Maybe even pitched the Mox Diamond, or played the Mox Diamond, pitched the Ghost Quarter. That way I would have had multiple Saga turns in a row. Let's see how this plays out for him. Dalton sees a Brainstorm and says, oh, all right, so on to game number 2. That's a fast one, and that's how we like it. If you've been enjoying our content, please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Back to game number 2. Dalton on the play again, playing his patented Underground Sea on turn 1, but he had a Ponder this time instead of a Brainstorm, and I believe he's going to like what he sees, perhaps. If not, then we'll see a Shuffle and Draw. Knowing that game number 1 was only going to last about as long as a freshman on prom night, I opted not to really dig into the decks too much, but now that we've actually got some real gameplay going on, we'll go over those a little bit more, even though you've seen Jacob's green white list. But Dalton's playing 4 Bowmasters, 4 Murktides, 2 Fatal Pushes, Spell Pierce, the Spicy Stifle, 2 Dazes, some Children's Edicts, some Force of Wills, Murderous Cut, Sauron's Ransom, 4 beans, and I think the Witherbloom commands are really cool, as well as he's playing a 1-of Thoughtseize with 3 wastelands. I don't see a Life from the Loam there, but the Witherbloom command does act as a pseudo loam for 1 land, so not entirely as good as a Life from the Loam, but it does put in work. After looking at Jacob's sideboard, I'd imagine in this matchup he's going to bring in Choke, Endurance, 4 Swords of Plowshares, and that'll probably be about it. From Dalton's side, we'd probably see him bring in a Surgical, a Naya Spellbomb, potentially an Energy Flux, definitely a Pernicious Deed, and potentially a Winter Orb. So those are some pretty cool sideboard techs he's got there. But it looks like we've got some action going on back in the game. Using that Witherbloom command as a semi Life from the Loam. I was just talking about it. Life from the Loam to get that land back out of there, and also looks like he may have destroyed the Mox Diamond as well. So it's a pretty powerful card. I think it was a little underrated when it first came out, but we'll see a Loam from Jacob trying to rebuild his mana base and go from there. So pass back over to Dalton, and we'll see if Dalton has anything else to do here in terms of Murktide. There is a Wasteland, and then there's the Murktide. So Sultai doing Sultai things here, much like other Delver decks. This one minus the Delver, but there's a 7/7 Murktide on the board that Jacob has to deal with now, with only 1 land in play and a lot of work to be done here. Life from the Loam is in his hand, so I think he should probably draw here to see if he can get a Reclaimer going or some sort of acceleration out into the battlefield. We'll see him play the Windswept Heath here and a Retrofitter Foundry. So not many people play Retrofitter Foundry. It is one of my spicy 1-ofs in my deck that I really enjoy. Allows you to grind out. It is going to be a little slow here with his Murktide, because it's going to take him 2 turns to get up and running to even be able to block that Murktide if he doesn't have a Fatal Push or something along those lines to really punish Jacob. So 7 coming in the air, Jacob down to 12. And I think I did see the Winter Orb in his hand. Yes, I do. And he's reading it just to see if he knows exactly the wording on that. Jacob has a Crucible in his hand, but not going to be fast enough, especially without having a Wasteland there either, or any acceleration to play it and then get the Saga out as well. So there's that Winter Orb. Players can only tap one land during each of their untap steps. Creatures and artifacts are not affected by that. So it just punishes the lands. Luckily, Jacob only had one land tapped at the time. There's a Seiju, losing a Shadow Spear, a Crop Rotation off the top would have been really big there, even though Dalton's holding a Force of Will. So I'm not quite sure what Jacob can get out of this at this point. Plays a Crucible. It's not fast enough. He can make a dinky 1-1 and then next turn follow that up. But this doesn't look like a great move here, especially since he can't even play those cards. So I think he's looking to the future and hoping that he draws out into a Maze of Ith or something along those lines. Maybe he's hoping that he'll hit a Loam, Maze of Ith off of a Loam next turn. He can untap 1 mana. He does have 1 more available with the fetch land, and he does find the miracle Maze of Ith. So that's why we play him in the deck. And he'll fetch, going down to 4, and try and play this Loam. We know Dalton has the Force of Will, pitching the Murktide, and Jacob will scoop it up and go to game number 3. If you've been enjoying our content, please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Game number 3, both players kept 7 again, so I've got a doozy of a game 3 here, sitting at 7 minutes, and we still have of a 25-minute video, so we're in for a treat. Jacob off to a strong start with a Mox Diamond and a Saga with a Loam. Dalton 2-for-1s himself to go ahead and negate that Loam. So off the top here, we'll see it's probably just going to be a fetch land. Doesn't look like he has too much to do on this turn 1. There's a Witherbloom command in his hand, so Jacob needs to watch out with that Mox Diamond. And there is another Loam there as well. So he was trying to... I guess he didn't have another land to play untapped because a Maze of Ith. Oh no, there's a Maze of Ith, a Dark Depths, and okay, so he was just trying to get the engine online. Luckily, he had that second one. Otherwise, he'd be pretty boned. And he's going to go ahead and bog and get that Force Negation out of the graveyard as well. Dalton deciding with that trigger on the stack if he wants to fetch or not. I'd imagine he doesn't because he wants to fill that graveyard up for a Murktide. Jacob is showing that he is shy on lands though, so a pop on the Mox Diamond would be pretty beneficial to Dalton here with that Witherbloom command, as well as milling himself out and trying to find maybe a 3rd or 4th land drop to get that mana base underneath him. So Dalton is an excellent player. He has time and time again shown how good he is. There's Nihilist Spellbomb, which is, oh geez, double Loams are gone. All right, that's 2 Loams gone in 2 turns. Heads up play from Dalton, and he gets to pick up another card off of that as well. Jacob living the dream of maybe making a construct here and getting ready to fetch something out and wonder if it'll be a Retrofit or Foundry or a Shadow Spear, because he does have the map in his hand. So construct coming into play. It is just a 2-2 at the moment, but will be a 3-3 once he's done searching his library. 2 Loams gone, library. He gets a Soul Guide Lantern. He takes out the Nihilist Spellbomb as well. So we've just got a graveyard hate and time going on here. And now all of a sudden that construct is a 4-4. So Witherbloom command, I believe, can still take care of that because it is, or maybe it says non-creature. Let me look and see exactly what that says. Destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 2 less. Okay, so it won't kill that, but he can at least blow up the diamond if he wants to go that route, along with Target player mills 3 cards, then you choose a land card from your graveyard, put in your hand. Target creature gets -3, -1, or target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. And you can choose one of those 4 at sorcery speed. So, pretty good card. I'm sure most of you know what that is by now. If you don't, I did just read it off, but you can also take a look online and see what that is as well. So we got a brainstorm trying to resolve here, which is resolved, but he is working through which 2 cards he wants to put back. I believe I see a Pernicious Deed in his hand. Jeez, man, he's got all the hate for this deck. That's what, I don't know if lands are really sorted right now. I'd be interested to know what other people think. I've been playing it quite a bit, and I feel like maybe spheres are need to go back in the sideboard, and Swords of Plowshares need to go in the main. So fetch from Dalton, and we will see a Beanstalk. So we'll start seeing some value come out of that if Force of Wills and Murktides are being cast. From Jacob's side, I've got a Maze of Ith, and that's really about it. I think with that Pernicious Deed in hand, that's pretty tough too. Sphere Resistance in his hand is pretty good. Probably play a Sphere here, and then maybe the Maze of Ith, and then attack. Alright, well, we're going to attack first and do 4 points of damage. And we're going to go ahead and crack that. And we're going to play a Sphere. Alright, so maybe we probably should have done that. Well, I guess it's potato, because it's still only 4 artifacts in play. And that will slow down that Pernicious Deed a turn, because it'll cost 4. He could pop it for 0, hit the Mox and the Construct, or wait a turn and clean the whole board up, including his beans. But I don't know if he would want to do that or not. So Dalton just reading over that. Oh, there is a Daze in hand as well, so we may see a Daze come out and hit that Sphere as well. A 2020 is looming from Jacob next turn with no Wasteland in sight. We will see a Daze and a pullback on the Underground Sea, and a pass. Got a little bit of alright, yep, we're good. Pass over to Dalton and see what he wants to play this time. Wonder if he wants to get that Pernicious Deed into play, or if he wants to sculpt his hand a little bit more with the Ponder that he has there. If he puts the Pernicious Deed in play, I don't think he has anything other. He has 2 Children's Edicts that can take care of the 2020. Open mana, attack for 4 or 3 now. Dalton will go down to 11. Make the 2020 at end step. All right, no 2020 at end step. Maybe you're an upkeep. Soran's Ransom at end step. Alright. Soran's Ransom is a really neat card too. Target opponent gets to see the top 4 cards of your library and put them in 2 stacks, 1 face up, 1 face down. And then the controller of Soran's Ransom gets to choose which card he keeps. So he's trying to give him a Force Will on Murktide, and then it looks like, not quite sure what that other card is. It keeps flipping around. So he's showing him Ponder and Force Will. And Dalton chooses to take the other 2, which is a Murktide and something else. Not quite sure what that is. Oh, it was a Misty Rainforest. We'll see a Witherbloom Command, probably on maybe the Mox Diamond? It's pretty tough. Like, if he makes a 2020 here, he's betting Dalton. He knows that Dalton has the other land, but he's betting Dalton doesn't have the Children's Edict. Pops the graveyard. Floats a mana. So, mill 3. Okay. No land in graveyard. That's a plus. Ponder. All right, so if Jesus, make the 2020 there. Dalton can't do anything, because the Children's Edict is the only thing that it could kill with, and oh motherfucker. And then I think he just found a Wasteland off the top. Jacob, the king of missing 2020s. There's a fucking short about this. Like, I don't understand. Jesus fucking Christ. Game was over. Game was over. Fucking done. Over with. There's 10 more minutes of this game that there shouldn't be because he missed the fucking 2020 again. I don't even know. I don't know where to start here. I don't know if he's just fucking with me because he knows that he's on camera, and just I can't believe it. Two times on camera, just blatant disregard. That's what it is. It is just a disregard for the combo. It's such a simple combo. You guys just enjoy the game. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna drink a little bit. And I'm gonna think about this. Oh man, just. It's not that hard, man. Just, it's a fucking 2020. You tap 2 mana. You activate the stage. You target the Dark Depths. The legendary rule applies. You choose the Thespian stage to stay in play, and you sacrifice the other one. Now it's a Dark Depths without any counters on it. It triggers. The Stifle doesn't even fucking stop it. He had no mana to cast a Children's Edict. He doesn't play like Boomerang, which still costs 2 mana. He doesn't play Vapor Snag. He doesn't. I don't even know what Vapor Snag does. I don't think he plays no one plays fucking Submerge anymore. He plays Murderous Cup. That doesn't work. Insolent Blood. He doesn't play that. Just can't Dark Ritual out of Liliana, and you had another creature to sacrifice anyway. Literally the only thing that you lose to there when you're pondering, when the opponent's pondering with no mana up, is a fucking Wasteland. That's it. Just a Wasteland. My cat wants in. Like, I don't know, man. Just... Hey, kitty. Come on. It's still the same room it always is. You're literally not coming in here. You just pawed at the door. Meowed. Alright. Get comfortable. There you go. Good kitty. Alright, well... Where are we at? Oh, still in the same fucking game that we were almost 4 minutes ago, because someone doesn't know how to play this deck. Just, maybe he's doing it so the match lasts longer and I have something more to do, and, my views go up because it's a longer match. My average view duration goes up. But most people don't even make it this far. Like, average watch time is like 7 minutes, maybe 9 if I'm lucky. Like this, someone could have watched the whole match by now, but he ruined it. I mean, his tattoos look good, and I like his Affliction shirt. So, and he has the rhinestone jeans on, so that's nice. Just. I'm in disbelief. Is that maybe he's like hoping Dalton taps the Wasteland here? All right, we got a loam. Holy shit, we found a wasteland. I wonder if he like knows that he can like loam back the wasteland, and then like I think there's a stifle in hand now too, right? Or is that a brainstorm? Oh, it was an aether flux. All right, cool. Well, that's how. And it's only a force of will, so it's not the end of the world. Luckily, Jacob found another loam, I guess. I don't know. I haven't been watching, so maybe he's been using it this whole fucking time, and I'm just now catching up or something. All right, there's that. I guess the pernicious deed already got used, or he's still holding on to that as well, because that pernicious deed will blow up the saga. It looks like he does still have the pernicious deed. Just there's a fucking bowmaster involved in this. Like, I guess like making the 2020 protects the Mazavith because Dalton can't just wasteland the Mazavith. All right, let's see. We got another loam here. Found a saga. Let's see if he's gonna cast it again. He does cast it again. All right, yeah. We're on this. Dalton is looking for something. What do we have now? Okay. All right. We may have something here. There is a wasteland. Let's see if he plays it. All right, I'm back invested in this. All right, cool. There's a wasteland. Now let's see. How the fuck did this forest go to the graveyard? Did he like sacrifice it for something? A bowmaster. Man, get that shit out of here. It doesn't fly. Yeah, it tickles. Dalton completely disrespecting the token box. I mean, I love that it's him and his significant other on that token, and they look like they're having a great time. But there's an orange box there with so many tokens. Just, I don't know. All right, got 2 ticklers and a big Murktide. Okay, Murktide is untapped. We can wasteland. We can just make a construct here too, which probably isn't a bad idea. It protects against Shieldred's Edict. All right. Oh, here we go. He fired off the wasteland. Wasteland fired back. It'd be smart for Darton, I think, just to hit the saga at this point. Because he just goes and gets Shadow Spear. Okay, we're hitting the maze. Maze is gone. We are going to make the... It's happening. There it is. It finally has arrived. Like a mothership. All right, so he can go get a Shadow Spear off of this saga. All right, so we'll loam first. All right, didn't hit shit. All right, we can go get a Shadow Spear off of this saga. We can equip it to the Merit Lage. We're doing something stupid, but it's okay. We still have 2 mana. All right, so that insulates against the Shieldred's Edict that we thought he would. That's not a goddamn Shadow Spear. That's a fucking Mox Diamond. Why do we go get a fucking Mox Diamond? That's not how you win the game. The game was over. You just equip the Shadow Spear to the Merit Lage, and it tramples over that shitty Murktide. It's way bigger than the Murktide. Man, what the fuck? Fucking cast the loam, I guess. Like, sure, why not? I mean, like, man, disrespecting the graveyard. These fucking modern players. Man. Just, yeah, put the fucking knife and loam in the graveyard. All that. I mean, I guess he could have force vigored the the Shadow Spear too, but at least it would have been the right move. It wasn't even the right move to... I think he's given up. I think that's it. It's over. He has conceded. Fuck me. Yo, if you're still here, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you've been enjoying our content, please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below.